And we're back, guys. We have completed the install now of this Navien NFB-399C. This particular boiler is a fire tube boiler, which replaces the old water tube boiler, the old Keystone that was actually in its place before. This hopefully will have a longer lifespan. Fire tube boilers in general, I just find, are superior than water tube boilers for various reasons, but more so serviceability and longevity, depending how well serviceability is given to each boiler. You can see right here we've installed our supply and return, and we got our thermostats here, or thermometers rather, to check our delta T. And currently right now we're going around the low 80s for temperature. So that's right now, we don't have any call for water or for heat for the pool. And up here we've installed a low water cutoff with our relief valve, and over here goes down and onto the floor with our minimum 1-inch gap. We also have done, in this particular setup, installed the circulator pump. This one particularly, it's not your standard UPS 1558, but this one actually is a 26150, just because of the mass of these boilers. They do require a more powerful pump. Up here you can see we put dielectric unions in there for easy removal install. Very simple, basic. We got a condensate trap here going into our acid neutralizer, connected to the other boiler systems on the floor there. Up over here we have our expansion tank, and we have tied into the rest of the system for our water feed. And of course, overall the install was quite simple for the most part. Just had to do a few changes and a few configurations. So now that this is complete here, a few minor notes. Working on the control system in this particular one, we have our supply temperature set for 84 degrees Fahrenheit. Depends on what they want. We're using domestic hot water as our terminal to send a signal, or actually to receive the signal from the aquastat on the actual pool boiler piping, to keep it where it is desired at. So overall, simple, easy, not a bad looking install. We'll take a quick look here inside the boiler. And this is the difference between a water tube and a fire tube, is this large vessel right here, which is where all the magic happens. The fire tube in general premise means that the fire goes through, or the combustion process goes through, a bunch of tubes, large tubes here, and heats the water around it, as opposed to a water tube style where you have smaller tubules that are heated by a main burner. And those tubules can plug up or rupture over time. These can as well. That's why maintenance and serviceability is important with these. But the nice thing about Navien is that they make it easy to service, to get at certain parts, like your main inducer fan here, your main control boards up front. This particular one doesn't come with an internal pump. As I said before, we had to put an external pump in, but not very difficult to remove this. Take some screws off here, take it off, get at our valves, gas valve, and also for testing too. If we need to test certain parts with our electrical meter, everything's up front. Unlike a lot of boilers, it's in the back in a very awkward position. Right up here, we can pull this out. This is our combustion air filter here, so we obviously don't want that to get dirty, but that's really easy to service. And then of course we have our exhaust going out. With this particular boiler, the existing company used Polypro, so we had to get some adapters to fit to that to go to 636, which is what they are designed for on this particular unit. So yeah, all in all, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this, and we'll see you guys again on the next install.